at the moment, up in Hyde Park, there's lots of like mini things going on. People wanting to reclaim the street, being against early closing of pubs and clubs and the like. And it's pretty noisy, and it's got a lot of young people. And we have the usual overkill of cops. There's cops, regular cops that look as if they're plodding along, but they've got guns. Some of them have got tasers, you know, really heavy, wandering around, pretending to be nice to people. Yeah, g'day mate, yeah, how you going, yeah, yada yada. And you got the ones in the dark blue stuff. They look like paramilitaries, and they're told, I'm sure they're trained to act differently. They've got their arms folded as they strut around, acting as if they're really tough and really important. And yes, they're doing things like telling people who are drinking to empty it, and telling people to stop smoking because there are children nearby. Yes, they're doing their job. Yes, aren't they wonderful? But aren't they, does anyone worry about them? Does anyone think, all those cops sitting on top of those horses, there are about a dozen horses there. There are all these cops, I counted sort of approaching 30 cops, wandering around, showing there's a bit of muscle about. Does it worry anybody like it worries me? There's no reason to think, there's no evidence that suggests this is going to be a demonstration that is going to get really violent. There's no reason for so many police to be there. Kind of like, they're not ruining the mood, but they're reminding us that the establishment is concerned about the people's demonstration, so the establishment has decided that there will be lots of cops there. Went up to a pair of dark blue cops wandering around, and I said, can I ask you, hi, yeah, what can we do for you, sir? Can you tell me why you're carrying guns this afternoon? It struck me as if this is the last demonstration that would require a cop to pull out a gun and kill somebody, and I'm not exaggerating there, because they're trained to kill if they use their gun. They're not trained to wound, they're trained to kill. So that gun there is nothing more, oh sorry, the better cops wear it low, as if it's a 1930s Western.
They're like double A.
If they pull that out, their job is to kill you. Yes, that's why I asked the question, really, what you got a gun for? And the female cop said,
they're licensed
police
to kill.
Be quiet.
Like
Police get
007.
shot too, you know. Police get killed too. I thought, what a strange, stupid thing to say. It seems strange that somebody whose job is to put themselves in danger would get worried about that. How much better it would be if they followed the example of British police who don't carry guns. British police sometimes get killed, that's true. Australian police sometimes get killed, that's true. But the amount of gun violence in Britain is much less. Why? Because the authorities, the proper-uppers of the establishment, the protectors of the powers that be, don't actually wear guns themselves. That sends a good message to the people. The message we have sent to us is that we have guns and we use them. The other day, was it at a McDonald's? Guy got blown away. He was coming at us with a knife and we were worried. Yeah, that's no reason to shoot him. How about trying a taser? How about trying a baton? How about trying the unarmed combat that you were taught when you were trained to be a cop? No. First option, pull the gun out, boom. Oh, and there'll be an inquiry. Oh. Guess who'll carry out the inquiry? The police will carry out the inquiry.
3 years' time.
It is a serious question that I ask for all the sort of like public rhetoric and to keep the crowd interested. I would like a policeman to give me a considered reason why it's better that he carries a gun than he doesn't carry a gun. If there are really dicey situations where there are clearly people who are not nice, violent people who are likely to do things that maybe need stopping, okay, but in a public park in Sydney on a Sunday afternoon with just loud music and people wearing strange clothes and odd haircuts and strange makeup, that's not a time when people are going to take shots at the police. That's not a time when the police, to protect us, need to pull out their guns. That's a furphy. This paramilitary angle that the police are increasingly giving themselves is really scary.